It's about faith to believe. It's about hope to receive. It's about love to give life. It's about transplant life with me, Ms. Vinnie.
Hey everyone, welcome to About Transplant Life Live from Pasadena, California. I am your host, Ms. Vinnie. 9 years ago, I became a grateful heart transplant recipient with a miraculous story to share with you about the power of love. When someone is in need of a life-saving organ transplant, love rushes in to rescue them. The kind of love that it takes to be a prayerful caregiver, a dedicated medical professional, or to become a registered organ donor. These are the passionate stories that we share on About Transplant Life. Today, we are honoring a dedicated professional who has an incredible purpose-filled story of love. She is a wife, a mother, a former executive in the entertainment industry, and a whole lot more. Her name is E'Tiffany Jones. She is head of strategic partnerships and communications at OneLegacy, the largest organ procurement organization in the entire country, and she's my friend. And we're going to talk about it. Please give a warm welcome to E'Tiffany Jones. Hey, Tiffany! Yes, girl. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I could not do this show without having you be one of the first people to sit in that chair, because you have been such an inspiration to me. So encouraging, always motivating me, and always being so supportive of everything, Ms. Vinnie. And I so appreciate you. Serving as a OneLegacy Ambassador literally saved my life. And it allowed me the opportunity to share my heart transplant story all around the country, even around the world, right? During countless special events with you, the ones that you produced, you coordinated, you directed, you did everything. And you are so amazing and so talented. And you remember that picture that's showing right now?
I do.
That picture was taken at the Ava's Heart Gala, right?
Yes.
Not too long ago, when I designed that special jacket that says organ donation saves lives, and you were there, and we had such a ball raising awareness about organ and tissue donation. So please tell us your role at OneLegacy and a few of your many accomplishments.
Well, again, thank you for having me. At OneLegacy, I am Communications and Strategic Partnerships, but that's under our public education department. And our goal is to really, as you said, advocate, spread awareness, and education in our communities. And we do that through a host of activities. We work with our high schools. We work with different partners throughout the community. And we just want to make sure that we're normalizing organ, eye, and tissue donation. It's not a topic that you hear often or that people are talking about just because. And so we want to make sure that we put it to the forefront because there's a huge need. And that's what our team does. And I know you said I do a lot, but it's not just me. It is a team behind me. It's a team behind the scenes, and they really make it happen.
So let's talk about that great team behind you.
Yeah, so I mean, we have some of them that are here supporting this event today, but we have three teams. Our communications team, they do all of our marketing, graphic design, all of the materials that you see on social media and our storytelling. And then we have our community development and outreach team, where they're in the community, boots on the ground, making sure that they're connecting with the people and most importantly, the community. And then we have our events and production team because, what is it without events? We have to do them.
That's right. We do.
Part of my background, and so we have that team that put on events from our run walk to the Rose Parade, and we're talking about bringing thousands together to advocate for organ, eye, and tissue donation.
And you do an incredible job, girlfriend. Truly, you do. So let's talk about your background a little bit. You mentioned that. So tell us, who is E'Tiffany Jones when she's not at OneLegacy?
Well, I'm a mother, first and foremost. You look like I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I couldn't hide that. But no, I have 4 beautiful children, and they keep me grounded. They keep me going. I learned so many new things, ranging from 5 to 12. And I mean, it is another job after the job, so it stays going.
I don't know how you do it, to be honest.
But I love to just hang out with family, but also travel. That's been a big part. My husband's goal is to visit all 7 continents, so I'm adding that to my to-do list as well. And just really enjoying life. I love to shop and I love to eat. So
that's why we friends.
Yes.
Because I love to shop and eat too. So, you were on my show when I was doing live Instagrams, and I still do them, but we've gone to the next level now here at Pasadena Media, and it's just so good. And I was inspired by you, because you operate in excellence, and I learned, and I saw that very quickly in working with you as an ambassador. Everything you do is done in the spirit of excellence, and I really admire that about you. And I know that you come from an entertainment background, so you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, and that's why I came to Los Angeles. I'm originally from Delaware, the first state. We're small but mighty.
She said the first state.
Yes, that's what we are. And I came out to LA on an internship. I had the opportunity. I drove my Honda Civic cross country and sat in the parking lot, in a Rouse parking lot, reading up on this organization that I was going to be interviewing for. And I changed my clothes, went in there, drove 3,000 plus miles, and then I got that internship. All of that for an intern.
And how old were you when you did that?
I was 21.
Okay.
Yeah. And then since then, I had the opportunity to produce and work on different productions, and I did that for a long time, almost a decade. And then after that, there was like a sudden stop, and that was my transitioning point. But I love all things film and television, and I love to produce events as well. So that became a big part of the work that I was doing in television.
Man, all right. So you also have a very personal connection to transplant, right? Tell us about that. Your father is a heart transplant recipient.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
And that was part of that story change, or that storyline, and how I actually got into this work. But my kid was born on Valentine's Day, 2017, and my dad was here helping me deliver the baby because my husband was away on work. And I kept going to the hospital, false labor, and I was putting my dad to work. And eventually the baby did come, and my dad was here to see his first granddaughter, and it was an incredible experience. He stayed for about 2 weeks, and then after that he went home. And I got a call probably 2 weeks after him being home that my dad was short of breath, he couldn't get up the stairs, he needs to go to the hospital. And he didn't want to. He was taking over-the-counter meds. He was saying he was going to be okay. And so they were like,
that's what we do.
Yeah.
We say, it ain't no big deal. We're going to be okay. I went through the same thing during my heart transplant journey, so I understand exactly what he was going through.
And he didn't think that, the issue really was, as big as it was. And so eventually we talked him into going to the hospital, and they didn't release him. He actually was airlifted to Penn in Philadelphia, and there they kept him. And we found out that his heart was failing, and he actually was in need of a transplant.
See? How did that make you feel when you got that diagnosis about your father?
Scary.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Emotions, the range.
Yeah. How important was your faith during this difficult journey?
Very important. Like I said, I just gave birth.
Yeah.
I was here in California. He was in Pennsylvania. I am the oldest child, and so just really what was next. How to process what was currently happening. Could I even get over there because I wasn't allowed to fly just yet, or my child couldn't fly at that time, and so it was a journey that we had to navigate, and
you ended up going back and forth a lot.
Yep.
With your newborn baby.
I did.
That's love, right? I told y'all, love rushes in.
It does.
When you need a new organ.
And
yes.
Faith played such a big part in that.
Yeah, because I know you told me you were praying and praying and praying. And so God answered your prayers, right?
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. So what special occasion did your father receive his transplant? Tell us about that. It was so good.
Yes, so as I said, he was here helping me deliver my first baby. He was in the room. We have photos of that. He goes back home, and then he's in need of a new heart. He stayed at the hospital until that new heart came, and he did get his new heart on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
Which was my first
Mother's Day. So. Her father received a life-saving heart transplant on Mother's Day.
I couldn't write that story down.
No, you could not. You can't make up nothing like that. That's right there is so powerful.
Yeah.
And incredible.
Yeah, and so now I have another daughter, and so he's been able to be an active part of their life, and just seeing his grandchildren grow, and it's been beautiful.
That is beautiful. Yeah. I'm so happy for you and your family. So how did that life-changing experience impact your career? Because now, lo and behold, you're at OneLegacy.
Yeah. So in the hospital, as I started flying back and forth, we knew nothing about the process. I didn't know what to expect. They talked about giving him an LVAD, and that was essentially a left ventricle assisted device where he was going to need to be on that if he didn't get the heart.
Right.
And we were really just navigating, like, what is next for my dad? Is he going to get through this? And so working with all of the professionals at the hospital, asking questions, I really just started writing and learning and, advocating in the best way I knew how for our situation. And I wanted to get more involved. I said, he's not the only one with this story.
Yeah.
He's not the only one in this situation.
It's something about getting a transplant that make you want to help people,
Yeah,
huh?
it does.
It do. It make you want to help people.
Listen, I always say this is not a community that you just, actively want to be a part of.
Right.
You don't wake up and say, okay, I'm part of the transplant community.
Yeah, you go
It
through
is a small
something.
niche basis,
Yeah, you go
and
through
when
something.
you're part of it, you're part of it.
Yeah.
And so doing all of that work, just trying to find out more and understanding, it came full circle when I came back to LA after my leave of absence. It was what's next, and then OneLegacy reached out and recruited me.
They reached out to you?
Yes. So I actually thought it was a donation company raising funds. So and I was like, okay, this is interesting, but some of the work I was doing, and I was able to be part of that interview process, and it made sense. It completely aligned with the mission, and the work that I felt very passionate about.
And you had recently went through a transplant journey with your father.
I did.
That's incredible. So it sounds to me like God just had you go through this journey. Not saying that your father had a transplant so you could work with OneLegacy. That ain't what I'm trying to say.
I hope not.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't go like bam. He didn't do that. But it helped you. It equipped you for the work that you're doing right now and working with transplant recipients like me, donor families, because you can't talk about what you haven't experienced.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you have that experience, and that's incredible.
Yeah. I will say for a while I really didn't share the story. I didn't tell, that my father was a recipient. And
who talked you into doing that?
Yeah, people were like, get up there and share your story.
Yeah.
And be open with it. And I think that was really important, because it is something that we went through and we got through it.
Yeah.
And other people are currently going through, so how do they get through it as well?
That's right.
And I'm glad to play whatever part that I can in helping someone on their journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have participated in many, many events together. I got so many pictures of you on my phone.
Camera roll.
Girl, it's so hard to pick one.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite events was at the Connect the Dots at Baldwin Hills Crenshaw. Because it allowed me to share my story in my own neighborhood, because I'm from the hood. And so it was so impactful. You had people giving away food. You had, the panel talking about hip hop and health. That was the thing, right? Mm-hmm. And, she had people doing haircuts and all kinds of manicures. You had medical professionals there doing testing and making appointments and doing all kinds of stuff. So tell us why you decided to coordinate this event. How important is that?
So it actually started in 2020 when all things were shut down, and it started as a panel discussion online, how to stay active still in our community when we couldn't physically be in the community. And so we started to bring experts, subject matter experts, professionals, ambassadors, all together in one space to share and educate about organ, eye, and tissue donation. And we wanted to just empower the community. I wanted to make it where it could be very real and understandable by every person. So fast forward, we did a few connect the dots online.
Yeah, I was in one of them.
Yes,
I remember.
And then our inaugural event actually kicked off March of 2024 this year. And that was in person in the Crenshaw district at the mall. And we wanted to make this event very powerful. And so, like, how do we do that? How do we get, people out here? How do we get them out of their homes? How do we give? I really think in, this case, in particularly organ donation, you have to help somebody live before you ask them to give. And that was...
Say that again, what'd you say?
You have to help someone live before you ask them to give.
I'm gonna steal that. Write that down, Tony. Write that down.
And so, how do we do that? Because we don't want to just go and say, oh, you should be an organ donor, right? That's not the conversation people want to have.
Especially with, our culture.
Oh, absolutely.
Black folks don't want to hear that. I'm just gonna keep it real. I mean, you can't come at us like that. Can I get that kidney? That don't work.
That's not gonna work at all.
That don't work.
Like, who are you?
We already suspect. You know what I'm saying?
The guards are up, right?
Yeah, our guard is up continually about things like that. Because of the history with with our people, and that's just real. We have to acknowledge that. So you have to approach us in a way where we're comfortable. And and being an ambassador, I learned that very quickly because we did a lot of outdoor events, especially, and doing the King Day Parade events and stuff like that. I was in the King Day Parade.
In your neighborhood again?
In my hood. And so, you have to really be careful how you approach the subject, and you have done an excellent job at communicating.
We have to meet people where they are, Vinnie.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. And what does that take? What does that look like? There's not a formula. It doesn't always look the same.
Right.
But we want to make sure that we reflect the communities that we serve, that we're present, and that we're providing resources. We want to, give education, but we also want to empower, right? Inspire and empower those people. Our people, my people, our community. And that's what we've been doing through Connecting the Dots. So I'm excited. We have another one coming up.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yes, August is National Minority Donor Awareness Month.
That's right.
And so we're currently preparing right now to have a coordinated joint effort with Be Social Productions, and they're going to have a Connecting the Dots panel in Huntington Park August 10th. So it's right around the corner.
It is right around the corner.
We're very excited about this coming up. And we want to continue to do it. Our team is working on creating an opportunity to do this hopefully every quarter in various areas because we serve 7 counties and 20 million people. So we have to be very creative and strategic in how we reach, our service area.
7 counties and 20 million people from all walks of life.
All walks of life. Yes, absolutely. You have populations, first language barriers. You also have immigrant population. You have Hispanic, African American, Asian Pacific Islander. It is a melting pot here. And, we service everyone.
Yeah, you do.
And we want to make sure that we can reach everyone. And so we want to really, provide those services and resources and be in that community.
That's so crazy. That's awesome. So, like you said, August is Multicultural Donor Awareness Month. And what does that mean? How does OneLegacy strive to bring awareness to people of color and encourage us to say yes to organ donation, besides Connect the Dots, of course?
So we have a big campaign, during this month as well, where we're going to highlight our ambassadors. We want to show real faces, real stories, and so we'll be promoting those stories.
I think I have a picture. That's me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Is that, national marketing?
I was a representative.
So we're doing that. We're continuing with that theme. We're also doing backpack drives and giveaways, actually providing resources, again, to the community. We do have our Rose Parade, which is coming up.
Yes.
Right here in Pasadena. That's, again, where we highlight ambassadors, but also we have donation advocates, we have recipients, donor families or donors, and then we also have living donors as well, all reflected on our float. And so that's an opportunity. We get billions of impressions, but we also reach the masses. We kind of get out of our echo chambers with that. And continuing with that, we're doing billboards. And so
see, I'm jealous because I ain't on no billboard.
We're going to have billboards throughout our 7 counties. So we're very excited again to show the work that OneLegacy is doing.
Yeah.
And allowing people to put a face with the name and really understanding who we are and the services that we can provide. And so we're doing that campaign. We're doing a lot of outreach with our schools as they're coming back. And then we work with the faith-based groups as well, providing education and working, with their clergy and their congregations.
Let's talk about that for a second. How does the faith-based community respond to organ donation generally?
Well, we know that, typically 98% of all religious beliefs actually support organ donation. And we want to make sure that the leaders are getting in front of that and sharing that with their congregations, because we know that people follow their leaders. They follow. And so we have the opportunity to speak on those platforms and share more about organ, eye, and tissue donation. But I would say generally the reception is pretty good. We just need to make sure that we're continuing to provide that information and that education and being present.
Being present is very important, because what are the percentages of people of color on the organ donation waiting list? Do you know?
Yeah, well, there's, throughout the country, there's over 100,000 people waiting. And out of that 100,000 people, 60% of that list is made up of communities of color. So that's the majority. And then when you look and drill down even further, about 90% of those waiting are in need of kidneys. And again, that impacts communities of color disproportionately. Unfortunately, there's a huge amount of people of color waiting for a life-saving transplant.
Yeah, and the incredible efforts that you go through to raise awareness about organ donation. Are the numbers increasing in our donor registrations in our community?
I like to think so. We actually, kind of report out on that data, and we've been seeing an increase in registrations. But our goal really is to inspire and empower. I'm not looking for you to always register right then and there. If you do, that's great. But I want you to be able to make an informed decision when that time does come, and that your loved ones also know about your decision to be a registered donor or to support donation. And so we just need to, develop a culture that understands and support donation, and that's our goal. But yes, we have seen an increase in registered donors, and I'm happy to announce that we have our television campaign on Spectrum TV, and we also received some registered donors from that. So that was very exciting. We had a big hoorah moment in our office when we got our first registration.
That's so amazing. Yeah. So what can we do as individuals to make a difference in the lives of people?
We can educate ourselves, one, be informed so we can then share that information with others, but help when there's a need. And we know that there's a gap right now. There is a huge need for transplants. People are on that list, and unfortunately, roughly 17 people are passing each day. So
what did you say?
17 people are dying each day nationwide. And so
waiting for a life-saving
organ. So there's a gap that needs to be closed, and unfortunately right now the need outweighs the supply. But if we had more registered donors, that can actually impact lives. People's lives can be saved.
Does ethnicity play a role in transplant?
It can, for if you had an organ donor, I know the probability of having someone that is of your same race, the matches could be better, but we really need organ donors of all walks of life. Medical professionals will determine exactly who is the best match. But yes, it could help. Yeah, we need more people of color actually registering to become donors.
Right. And so, I am so honored, again, that you are here today.
Thank you, Vinnie.
And for the work that you do, like I said before, being a OneLegacy Ambassador truly saved my life. And having people like you doing this great work, and you dedicate a lot of time, a lot of effort, to what you do, you and your staff and everyone at OneLegacy.
Oh, yes.
You guys work really, really hard. I want y'all give a round of applause for OneLegacy. Incredible work, and you take your assignment seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
And you always operate in love and in excellence. And so I'm just honored to be your friend.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored to be yours.
Yeah, and thank you for supporting this show.
Yes.
I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful to have you here. And anytime you need me, I'm an honorary ambassador.
Yes, you are.
I'll be back.
We're going to look for you.
Okay.
And you said that on TV. So
I did.
We'll just play it back.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
OneLegacy will always be in my heart, because, after experiencing 8 years as an ambassador, that's family now. Y'all family now.
And we're 24/7, 365. When you said, the work doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
People's lives need to be saved. And even when I go home, I'm still working sometimes on the weekend. But it's a labor of love. It doesn't feel like hard work, when you're doing something that you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. And then the outcome of that is someone's life can absolutely be saved. Mm-hmm. The impact of that is great. And so I think we carry it with a lot of pride, knowing that lives can be saved. And we have a team, a medical team our clinical team is working 24/7, 365.
Yeah. I mean, they are operating in excellence at the OneLegacy Azusa campus. I'm telling you, it's a real hospital, a real everything. They got an ambulance, they got a helicopter.
Yes, we have a donor care unit that is similar to an ICU if you go into a hospital.
I've been there, I've seen it, yeah.
And so we're actually able to transport, the potential donor to our space and provide additional support and care and allow their families to come there as well and be with their loved one during that stage.
Did y'all know there was an eye bank?
Yes, we do.
They got an eye bank. Well. Did you know that? You ever heard of an eye bank? They have an eye bank at OneLegacy, right?
Yes. Yeah, and tissue teams as well. So absolutely, it is organ, eye, and tissue donation.
Organ, eye, and tissue donation. And thank you so much, E'Tiffany, for being here today. You are a champion, and I can't wait to have you back because I know there's always more to talk about. Because you're always working to raise awareness about organ donation. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Vinnie. Thank you.
So for more information about OneLegacy and how you can become an organ donor, please visit their website at onelegacy.org. Thank you so much for watching. And for more information about this program, please visit our website at abouttransplantlife.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube at About Transplant Life. God bless you. Until next time, peace.